Now that we've talked about the importance of review and how you review at different levels of proficiency, we'll elaborate a little bit on why we recommend using digital flashcards to do review. The first major advantage of modern digital flashcards is that they can take advantage of spaced repetition, which is the act of reviewing flashcards at progressively increasing intervals. In other words, the space between review sessions for a particular flashcard will increase over time as you correctly recall the information on that flashcard. A flashcard application that uses spaced repetition, such as Migaku Memory, is known as a spaced repetition system, or SRS for short. And SRS automates the process of review scheduling. You simply decide the number of flashcards you want to learn each day, and Migaku Memory will automatically prepare that amount of new cards for you to study. After you learn those new cards, Migaku Memory will then schedule them to be reviewed periodically. In this way, you'll learn new flashcards and review old flashcards each day without needing to plan anything yourself. Oversimplifying a bit, if you correctly recall the information being tested on a flashcard, also known as passing a flashcard, it will be scheduled for review at a date further into the future. If you are unable to correctly recall the information, also known as failing a flashcard, it will be rescheduled for review again sooner in the future. After repeatedly passing a flashcard, the interval or space in between reviews will grow exponentially to weeks, months, then even years. The result of this filtering process is that more of your time goes to studying the things you struggle with, and less of your time goes to the things that you know well. You minimize the time you spend reviewing and get the most optimal results of the time you do spend reviewing. The automated nature of Migaku Memory eliminates a lot of the overhead, enabling you to spend less time studying and reviewing flashcards and more time consuming content you enjoy and expanding your comprehension of your target language as a whole. The result is that to overcome the beginner stage of a language, all you have to do is pick up your phone, open Migaku Memory, and follow along. In the years since Ebbinghaus's research in the late 1800s, more research has been done into how memory works. One point of interest was that some information sticks easily with little to no review. It was also found that information which is not one-dimensional is stickier. For example, information you learned when you felt a powerful emotion, smelled a strong aroma, heard a catchy song, saw something compelling, were in a particular stimulating place, or were with a specific person you connected with, tends to be much more easily remembered than information you encountered in a boring and unstimulating context. This insight makes it immediately clear why it's difficult to remember words from a list by rote memorization. There's nothing significant about a list of words on a piece of paper. You'll eventually remember the words on the list with enough practice if you stick with it, but the lack of context makes remembering them much more difficult than it needs to be. By contrast, Migaku's flashcards take advantage of the multimedia capabilities of digital devices. Say for example that you made a flashcard for the word kyakuhon, which means script in Japanese, while watching the anime Waiting in the Summer. Every time you review this flashcard in the future, you would see a screenshot of the anime at the point in time when you encountered a word. You'll see the sentence in which it appeared, and you'll hear an audio snippet of the character's voice saying that sentence. Kyakuhon isn't just a random word on a list to you. Every time you review this word, you'll recall where you first encountered it, see the scene you encountered it in again, read the sentence you encountered it in, and hear the character speak it. All of this extra context makes it much easier to remember the word. In addition to the context that's automatically taken from the piece of content you're consuming, Migaku lets you add a lot of additional information to each flashcard you make, such as definitions from your choice of several dictionaries, an audio recording of the word by a native speaker, or an excellent AI-generated voice, alternate example sentences for the word, text to audio for the example sentence, the word you've chosen to make a flashcard out of, and the sentence that the word appeared in, images for the word, and any notes that you would like to add to the flashcard yourself. You can mix and match and add any combination of this information I just mentioned to your flashcards, either automatically or by selecting what specifically you want to add. Migaku actually has an instant flashcard creation feature that you can access by pressing the hotkey Q or pressing the lightning bolt button in the pop-up dictionary. Doing so will create a flashcard and all the information you have selected will automatically be added to it. You can find out more about how to customize and create flashcards in the dedicated video about this topic coming later in the series. It'll take a bit of time to find out what exactly you like and don't like on a flashcard, but once you figured out your preferences, you can literally create a high quality multimedia flashcard in just a second. Reviewing what you've learned is important, and flashcards are a very effective way to review, especially if you're using a spaced repetition based flashcard app like Migaku Memory. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, over the course of the next several videos, we'll talk about how flashcard works and how to make good ones. See you there.